One night, a woman fell asleep on her couch with her dog curled tightly against her legs. The room was quiet, the kind of quiet that feels safe, but isn't always what it seems. Around 3 a.m. she woke up suddenly. No alarm, no noise, no reason she could explain. Just a feeling that something in the room had changed. She slowly opened her eyes, and what she saw didn't make sense at first. Her dog was no longer beside her. It was across the room, pressed flat against the wall, completely still, staring at her, not blinking, not moving, not reacting, just watching, like it was studying her. She whispered its name, no response. She sat up slightly, still nothing. That silence didn't feel normal anymore. It felt heavy, but like most people, she rationalized it. Maybe it was a dream, maybe the lighting, maybe nothing. So she turned away and went back to sleep. She forgot about it, until 6 weeks later, when her dog bit her. No warning, no bark, no growl she recognized. Just a sudden, sharp moment of aggression that felt disconnected from everything before it. When the behavior specialist arrived, she didn't ask what happened during the bite. She asked a very different question. What did you miss before it? And then she said something that changed how the entire room understood dogs. Dogs don't suddenly change. They reveal what has already been building for a long time. Stay with me, because what you are about to learn is not about training. It is about interpretation. Today we are breaking down 14 behavioral signals that can indicate emotional discomfort or lack of trust in dogs. And here is the uncomfortable truth. Most of these signals are so subtle that owners completely normalize them. Let's begin. Sign 14. They freeze when you reach for them. A confident dog doesn't hesitate around touch. They lean in. They anticipate it. But a dog that feels uncertain does something very different. They stop first. The body locks. The breath shortens. The movement disappears. It looks small from the outside, but internally it is not small at all. This is called a freeze response, a moment where the nervous system pauses between safety and defense. If your dog freezes when you reach for them, that is not calm behavior. That is controlled fear. Sign 13. They do not prioritize your presence. Call your dog's name. Watch carefully. Not what you expect, but what actually happens. Do they come immediately, or do they hesitate, delay, or ignore you completely? Now observe something even more important. Who do they go to faster than you? Because dogs do not respond equally. They respond emotionally. They move toward whoever feels safest in that moment. And if that is consistently not you, that pattern is speaking clearly. Sign 12. They avoid eye contact with you. Eye contact in dogs is not random social behavior. It is neurological bonding. When a dog willingly holds soft eye contact, both human and dog experience oxytocin release. That is biological connection. But avoidance tells a different story. If your dog breaks eye contact quickly, turns away, or avoids looking at you altogether, they are not being polite. They are regulating distance, emotionally and physically. Sign 11. They choose maximum distance during rest. Sleep removes control, which is why proximity during sleep is one of the strongest trust indicators in animals. Comfortable dogs stay close, sometimes even touching. But uncomfortable dogs create space. Different corners, different rooms, maximum distance. Not because they want independence, but because vulnerability requires safety, and they do not feel it near you. Sign 10. They display calming signals around you, yawning. Lip licking, slow blinking, turning their head away. These are not meaningless habits. They are communication tools. A dog uses them to reduce tension in a situation they perceive as socially or emotionally uncertain. If these signals consistently appear when you approach, it means your presence is creating internal stress, not aggression. Stress. Sign 9. Their tail shows directional bias. A wagging tail is not a universal sign of happiness. It is an emotional output system. Studies in canine behavior show directional asymmetry, linked to emotional processing. Right side bias is generally associated with positive arousal. Left side bias is associated with stress-related processing. So if your dog's tail consistently shifts left when interacting with you, that is not excitement. That is emotional conflict. Sign 8. They accept food but avoid closeness afterward. Food can override fear temporarily. That is why this behavior is often misread. The dog takes the treat. The interaction looks normal, but the real signal appears immediately after. Do they stay close, or do they increase distance the moment the food is gone? Because the truth is not in engagement, it is in retention. Sign 7. Their body orientation avoids you, even when they are physically near you, even when they are calm. Their body often tells a different story. A dog that feels safe faces you naturally, but a dog that does not will subtly angle away, toward exits, toward escape routes. It is not obvious. but it is consistent. Sign 6. They never initiate sharing behavior. No toys brought to you. No objects dropped at your feet. No invitations to interact. This matters more than it looks, because sharing valued objects is a trust-based social behavior. It is not about play. It is about vulnerability. And if it never happens, that absence is meaningful. Sign 5. Physical touch creates stiffness. Observe carefully during contact. Do they soften or stiffen? Do they stay in place or subtly withdraw? For a comfortable dog, touch reduces tension. For an uncomfortable dog, touch increases it. That difference is critical. Sign 4. They consistently choose others over you. This is where many owners get uncomfortable, because dogs are not neutral in their attachment. They form emotional preferences. They move toward consistency, calmness, and perceived safety. If that consistently belongs to someone else, that pattern is not random. It is learned emotional association. Sign 3. They communicate discomfort through warning signals, low growling, body tension, subtle avoidance. These are not signs of aggression. They are signals of boundary expression. And when they appear toward an owner, it usually means earlier communication was missed or ignored. Sign 2. The warnings disappear entirely. This is where misinterpretation becomes dangerous, because silence feels like improvement, but often it is not. It is suppression. The dog is no longer expressing discomfort outwardly. They have stopped trying to communicate, and that is when behavior becomes unpredictable. Sign 1. They do not choose you voluntarily. No command, no food, no external reason, just choice, or lack of it. They do not approach unless required. They do not seek closeness. They do not initiate connection, and that absence is the most honest signal of all. Your dog is always communicating, not sometimes, always. The difference is whether you're reading behavior or just observing it, because trust is not built in dramatic moments. It is built in the smallest interactions you overlook every single day, and once you start noticing them, you cannot unsee them again.